Brian, I found this awesome Groupon online. Check this out. $45. You go in one day and the same guy will operate on you and fix your car.
Why would you need the same guy to operate on you and fix your car?
Well, according to Mack, those are basically the exact same thing. Hey guys, welcome back into the Bro 4 Squad podcast. I'm your host, Jeff Hornacek. Alongside me, as always, is the mad scientist Brian Banner, here to review Season 5, Episode 17 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. entitled The Honeymoon, which actually reminds me of the second best weekend of my life with my ex-wife, Rachel.
What was the first best?
The wedding, yeah. Not the divorce weekend, I'll tell you that. Anyways, if you're just new joining us for our TV show reviews, we grade every episode that we watch on our 4 Bro 4 Squad criteria: the acting, the story, our favorite scene, and any theories we have going forward. Brian, this season is starting to wrap up. I feel like we're about to hit the home stretch here. What'd you think about the acting and the cast in Season 5, Episode 17 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
As is tradition, starting today, I've got a good and a bad for you. What do you want first?
Yes.
Okay. So, Ming-Na Wen playing May fucking brought it this episode.
Oh, yeah.
Incredible. I feel like the beginning part, I know that she had that, she tore her MCL early in the season. I felt like that was hindering her acting ability. I think she's back to 100% now. And she showed us why we love this show. There's a scene with her and Coulson that we'll talk about a little later on. But I thought her performance was incredible, especially because she's been a little lackluster up until this point. And the bad is Dove Cameron as Ruby. Go back to the fucking Disney Channel because you don't deserve to be acting with these people. So fucking bad. I've been on the fence about her this whole season. Like, it's going to get better. It's not going to get better.
Well, the thing with Dove Cameron is, so up until this point, she really was just kind of treading water. They didn't really give her the opportunity to make or break her character. And then, like you said, this one, they finally gave her the emotional stakes, and it was just kind of, I wasn't feeling it. Now, to my acting and cast, I think part of that might have been Spencer Treat Clark, who plays Werner von Strucker. I really loved him the first couple times he appeared this season, and earlier in the show, he was very motivated. He was dark. He was deceptive. He was basically like that kid who, like, you're friends with. Where you're like, dude, he's the crazy guy. Like, we don't know what he's going to do at a party. But now he's just like,
bury a body, he's who you're calling.
Yeah, he already knows all the places. But now he's just like this zombie who's just so in love with Ruby that it's like none of his motivations make any sense. So he was kind of rough to watch this episode, but one thing I have to give credit to, I have shit on Jeffrey Ward as Deke this entire season.
No.
They've won me over, man. I don't know what it is. I'm digging him. I hated him at first, but that's why we have the podcast, so we can just erase all that. It never happened. I've been on the Deke train all season.
Oh my god, you're like worse than Kevin Durant. What do you got? What do you got for the story here, Jeff?
So once again, the show has done what it's done all season pretty well, I think, where they fractured the team for whatever reason. We have multiple factions of both S.H.I.E.L.D. and Hydra with all different motives. And usually by the end of the episode, things don't come to a head, but everyone is in a much different place than where they started. So this one, we had Coulson and Talbot get rescued. Yo-Yo, Gemma, and Fitz search for Hale's machine, and then Hydra's infight and like the whole Ruby and Von Strucker thing. My favorite part of all this was sort of the Coulson and Talbot coming back, because then it led May to say like, hey, Daisy maybe one day can be the leader, but right now she's like a 5-year-old with a grenade. Like, we need to take this away from her. That was my favorite of all the arcs we had in this one, just because, like you said, that May Coulson scene was like, damn, okay, that's acting. Which of all those was your favorite?
I would have to agree that was probably my favorite. So I'm going to go on the flip side and talk about Fitzsimmons and Yo-Yo going rogue. Like, that shit was just, it's just so unnatural. Like, usually when they break them up and you have these different factions, like, it still works. Like, in Agents of Hydra last season, you had Gemma and Daisy. That was the first time that we saw them kind of teaming up and being their own little group or duo or whatever. it's just not working for me. Fitz and Simmons like arguing but not arguing, like I mean literally a married couple, with Yo-Yo being this weird third wheel. I'm just not really, I don't know, I'm just not digging it. I'm ready for them to get back and say they're sorry and the whole team to be back together and sing Kumbaya.
Yo-Yo is like the friend at the movies who like her date canceled last minute, and Fitz and Simmons are like, well, do you still mind if we make out in the theater? Like, is that weird? And she's like, no, it's fine. I'll just eat my popcorn with my robot arms.
I actually really want to see this movie, so it's fine.
Yeah. So that brings us on to best scene. Mine, like I said earlier, was not the one you mentioned. I wanted to take that one a lot. So mine's between two. The Ruby and Daisy fight in the snow in the beginning of the episode, which I actually kind of forgot about at the end because it happened so quick. They threw us right in, and I was a little disappointed about it because they've been building up this Ruby versus Daisy rivalry. It was like Holyfield Tyson, basically. And so it didn't quite live up to the hype because fucking Deke had to. I love him now. I know I just said that. I'm not going to contradict myself. But he had to like run into the middle of the field. It was like when Barry Bonds' kid almost got killed or whatever when he hit the home run because he like ran on the field. My actual favorite scene though was Mack and Piper operating on Deke, just so because I know it made fun of it in the cold open, but my girlfriend religiously watches Grey's Anatomy and I make fun of it. But finally, my show had a scene where someone has to press an artery closed with like a pair of chopsticks, which I thought was
because you watched Grey's Anatomy with her, you could relate. You knew exactly
I
what to do.
watched one episode. It was on in the background. It's a great show. You guys should check it out.
My favorite scene. Well, actually, I'm gonna go to that Daisy Ruby scene real quick. If they chopped off Daisy's like finger or anything, like they almost alluded to, I was going to lose my fucking shit. Way too many people are losing appendages, but then they're like, "Oh no, it's cool. They still have them." With Coulson's arm and now Yo-Yo.
Less permanence to losing an appendage than in the Marvel universe.
Yeah, it's just like, you got to be kidding me. Winter Soldier's lost an arm. Like, there's way too many people that are losing
Coulson,
limbs.
Thor
losing an eye. Yeah, it's stupid. But no, my favorite scene, it's got to be May and Phil going toe-to-toe, just showing why they're on this show. They are incredible actors and an actress, and that is why, that's the emotion in a superhero show. We have to remember this show is about a supernatural, not a supernatural world, but like a fictitious world that two guys wrote in the basement. Like, I was emotionally invested because of that.
To your point earlier about acting and cast, give Ming-Na Wen a lot of credit because the way that Agent Melinda May is written, especially in the earlier seasons, is as a one-note, badass woman who only knows how to kick ass. And a lot of times her dialogue is very cut and dry, but she somehow manages to make May not only a relatable character, but someone that you really root for. Like everything with her husband in season 3, I was like, I know.
Heartstrings, man.
Absolutely, it did. Last one is theories going forward. Man, this one's tough because the way that this ends, and I know you don't normally watch it, but I accidentally saw the next time on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., so I know Trend Pimp is out there probably like, oh, well, that's what my theory is, which we normally love to hear. Still give us that, please, Trend Pimp. But for me, man, I don't know. So Ruby, it looks like, is going to get in that machine, or at least she's like going to threaten them to do it. But there's no way that my guess is she will not react well to the Gravitonium. It'll basically be like Josh Hamilton having a beer again, and things will just spiral out of control.
It's fine.
Aside from that, one other thing real quick. I know that Coulson dying I've already predicted on this show many times, so it's no surprise that I'll be wrong again. After this episode, I actually think something bad, maybe death, maybe some serious injury, maybe getting sent into another dimension or something, is going to happen to Daisy because she just can't handle her shit right now. How about you, Banner?
No. I think that everybody's actually going to survive this season. I know that we've speculated and there's been rumors that they aren't getting a 6th season. I think everybody's going to survive one way or the other, whether we do or they don't. Just, again, the way that it's going, it's a very weird season, but I feel like everybody is going to survive. Now, there maybe they split up and they start fighting against themselves, and that 6th season is like Mack's team versus Yo-Yo's team or something.
That'd be like that. A S.H.I.E.L.D. Civil War. That could be kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely get behind that, but I think everybody's going to survive this season based on kind of where we're going now.
Quick question. End of this episode, we see that Talbot has essentially been brainwashed a la Winter Soldier. and is a sleeper cell. Sleeper cell, excuse me. Do they have to kill him? Do you
Ooh,
think?
maybe.
I think so, man. I
I
think
think
that could
so.
happen.
I think though it's not going to be like a straight up kill. I think it's going to be like they push him down the stairs on accident and like he breaks his neck. Like they're struggling in a stairwell and he accidentally breaks his neck. Like
they can still file an insurance claim.
Yes.
Their premiums might go up, but they can
it's
still file it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, on that note, we have been the Bro Force Squad podcast. Thank you guys for checking us out. Make us your home for all your Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. episode reviews. For the mad scientist, Brian Banner, I'm the mayor, Jeff Hornacek. Subscribe to us on iTunes and YouTube, Bro Force Squad, 3 words. If you could leave us a 5-star iTunes review, we would appreciate it. It helps us out a shit ton. Follow us on Twitter at Bro4Squad and check out everything that we're doing on our website at bro4squad.com. Till next time, we'll catch you later. Brian, would you hold my artery closed to keep me alive if I needed it?
Would you hold my beer while I'm doing it?
That's way too much to ask.
Here's one.